Alright, greetings and salutations. It's your boy D.Boom. We're back. New weeks, new energies for twin flames and separation. If you ain't checked out the divine masculine situation for this week, please check that out. If you ain't checked out the divine feminine situation yet, please check that out. Just going to continue on with divine readings. Let's really see what's going on with the masculine and the feminine at this time. And I'm doing specials. For today and tomorrow. Around midnight Wednesday evening is when I put the cutoff date for it. I'm doing $35 readings. That's twin flame readings, personal readings, relationship readings outside twin flame situations. And $75 life coaching, which is usually $150, doing $75 for that. Life coaching includes 3 unlimited time live sessions, including unlimited availability. You can just call me, text me anytime. Free readings between our first starting session and our final third session. You can take as much time as you want with coaching. You know what I mean? It's just basically availability for me to you when you need me, and just giving you as much information as possible. So if you're interested, holla at me. Just drop me a line in the information panel. Just send me an email. I'll send one back expediently, and we can definitely get you booked, okay? Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, random. We're going to get straight into it. Head, that's swords, thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology. That's the direction you're going. That's the decisions you're making, because everything starts in the mind. Then we got cups. There's no cups out here. Wow. That's a rarity. I'll get you a cup real quick. Heart. Cups, feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators on where you're going mentally. Heart and mind must be aligned at all times. Who rules the heart and mind department? The divine feminine does. Then we have the wands arena clubs. Wands represents actions and behavior. Things you're doing, things you've done. Not what you finna do because you ain't did it yet. What you done got karma and accountability attached to it. What you doing has karma and accountability attached to it. What you finna do does not. Wands are also about the now, the current, the ing. We living, learning, earning every day. I'm speaking, you listening, right? It's the now. It's the present. That's why God calls it that. Who rules the wands and pentacles department? The divine masculine do. This is divine masculine in full form. That's going to be very interesting. That's the bottom line, most important card in this message. Finally, we got pentacles. Pentacles represents persons, places, and things. These things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear. All pentacles expire. All pentacles have expiration dates, and all pentacles are temporary. Not just pentacles. Pentacles. Your highest height, your lowest lows, your term, your condition. Let's get with it. First card of this message, kicking this thing off. This goes for both masculine and feminine. We have the 9 of Swords. So this is stress. It's losing sleep, losing teeth, losing hair, losing weight, gaining weight. The wrong way for having too many thoughts. Whether that's overthinking, overanalyzing, or just things being over in general, mentally. How this relates to the divine feminine? Let's put some smoke on this. We got the 2 of Pentacles, feminine. You're stressing mostly about you and something. Something that's in your face, in your space, or in your cipher. Whether this is you trying to get yourself to the next level, getting a lot of stress about that. Whether this is you attaining or maintaining something, like a job, like a car, like a home, like a business, you know. Whether it's your place or space with a particular person, you know. But it seems like whoever this person is very close to you. It's got the energy of, like I say, a partner, a boo, a child, a parent, maybe a brother. You know, maybe you're stressing over a family member that you have to take care of, or at least keep close. You know what I mean? If it is people you're stressing over, say it's an elderly parent, say it's a sick sibling, say it's a troubled child, you know, you're going to have to really get proactive. Number 1. Think proactively, first of all, but really move proactively. You're gonna have to make a decision. Given the decision-making abilities right now, it isn't huge. It will be, because going to the future, you're gonna have the Queen of Swords spoiling your reading. You're gonna have to be 10 toes the fuck down on a particular direction or decision you're gonna have to make with this person, place, or thing. If this deals with your twin flame, first of all, you too blessed to be stressed. You know, your twin flame is your most like you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you are two of a kind. You're two peas in a pod. You know, you have your differences, like how you handle this twin flame situation thing in general. You know, you do have differences as far as the things that you would do as far as the things that they would do. They're not you. They're a part of you. They're a big influence on you. They got a big imprint on you, and vice versa. But what you got to realize is the differences. Keep hearing genuine differences. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to really analyze and know who your divine masculine is. We'll get to that, because that's what the masculine, in regards to you, means in the bottom line energy. We're going to get to that in just a second. But how this deals with the masculine. Masculine stressing over a particular pinnacle. Now, this pinnacle could be, like I say, a job, benefits, you know. It's more so manifestation, action-based. Whether that's, like I say, more so job, more so career, which is something. More so, like I say, a residence. Maybe they're thinking about relocating. Maybe they're thinking about finally purchasing a home. Maybe they're thinking about, like I say, investing more in themselves to be more of an owner as far as to a worker. You know, but whatever's boggling their mind, it's the masculine's need for it, which stresses him the fuck out. Because not having his pinnacle is kind of gonna put him in a mental whirlwind. You know, he's too dependent on his pinnacle. Even if it's you, divine feminine, if your masculine feels too dependent on you, it's gonna stress him out. Because he doesn't want to feel, number one, trapped. He doesn't want to feel, number two, too influenced by you to where you're affecting his heart and mind at this moment. Like I say, Swords is a feminine department. Cups is a feminine department. The way your masculine is stressing over this thing, man, it's the way a feminine will stress over something. Masculine's too in his heart and mind, which is awesome sauce, because it's good for the masculine to be in the feminine arena, and it's always good for you feminine to be in the wands and manifestation arena. But whatever this is near and dear to your masculine. He can't function without it. He can't live without it. Whether that's you, whether that's a job, whether that's a benefit, whether that's whatever that something is, he's too dependent on it. So he's trying to figure out how to be less dependent on it, or at least go in a decision or go in a direction to where he can function with or without it. Bottom line, more important than anything, we got the divine masculine world. And usually when the divine masculine's out like this, he's in full form. Usually masculine has a job to do. It's something important that needs your divine masculine's action. Not attention, you know, not feelings and emotions, but more so action. It's something that he has to do. He's got some business to do. He's got some shit to handle. And whatever this is, divine feminine might be a little bit more important than however he feels, or the directions or that he might be going with you, or certain people. You know, this is full accountability mode right here. But also when masculine's in this direction, it's like, you know, he's kind of triggered. What is the masculine triggered by? Six of Pentacles. Basic necessities. Basic attitude. Basic shit. You know? How it deals with the feminine real quick. Half of the issues that you think you have with your divine masculine are really basic issues. They're not great issues. It's nothing huge. It's small stuff. Masculine sweating the small stuff. But like I say, shit that's small to you is huge to your divine masculine. Shit that's huge to you, divine feminine, is small to your divine masculine. It's your job to figure out what these small things are, what this little thing is. And usually, it's little shit like humility. Feminine, you're a very humble being. You eat humble pie all the time. You dial yourself down a lot. You kind of water yourself down a lot because, once again, a lot of people can't handle you. And you at least have the notion to see that people can't handle you, or you could be a little bit much. Not your fault. You just being your true self. But sometimes you kind of got to dial it down. And that's what masculine be looking for. You know, I'm the divine feminine myself. You know what I'm saying? My main thing is my mouth. In reality, I don't think my mouth is a problem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I say some of the most outlandish shit. In my head, I say the first thing that pops out in my head. Because in my head, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it true. At least I'm saying something. Because not saying something is saying something. You dig what I'm saying? I'd rather be unfiltered because, I mean, fuck it. Why beat around the bush? You know what I mean? Why beat around the bush? Like, if I'm going to say something, I'm going to let you know exactly what I said, how I'm saying it, and why I'm saying it. It's going to be very fucking direct. So we ain't got to waste no time. So you ain't got to be confused about what I'm actually saying. So I'm not speaking in codes. So I'm not getting nothing confused here. Direct. But like I said, some things kind of need to be said indirectly. Another thing about my motherfucking mouth. Like I said, it ain't what I'm saying, it's how I say it. At least with people who got problems with my mouth and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's just my interpretation on what the mouth should be. It's freedom of fucking speech. I should be allowed to say whatever the fuck I want to say. But in reality, especially in this matrix, you can't say everything that's on your mind. You can't stress obviously valid points because, like I say, a lot of people are thin-skinned. And being the masculine, being in this trigger position that he's in, all it takes is just something small that the master is triggered by to really throw him over the edge. Once again, feminine, you need to identify what them small triggers might be. Going back to being my master, it's always, he says, my mouth, my attitude, my ideology on shit. Fact of the matter is, I know a lot of truths. Truths that's completely foreign to my divine masculine. So when I get to speak it on truth, like what this world really is, what systems really are, what religion really is and shit like that, it's too much for him to comprehend. And I can't say some shit like, hey man, until you figure this shit out, I'ma just completely sound crazy to you. It's just a motherfucking nutshell. So what I choose to do is not say nothing anymore. But once again, the thing your masculine hates about you is the same thing that your masculine loves about you. He loves your outspokenness. He loves how unfiltered you are, how you keep it real. It just depends on little shit, like when and where you're saying it. How and why you're saying shit. You know what I mean? It's just being mindful. That's why you gotta monitor your thoughts so you don't offend or disrespect other people. Even though it's freedom of speech is your motherfucking mouth. All you're doing is speaking the truth. Some people ain't ready for it. Some people can't handle it. Like I say, motherfucker can talk about your ass, but they can't get talked about. And when the shit comes on the other end, they get offended and shit like that. A person can disrespect you, offend you. Their mouth can be a motherfucking problem. But soon you get to giving them what they giving you, you know, it's a problem. Just little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Divine masculine. My advice to you, just be a little bit more mindful of what your divine feminine is really saying. She's making it blunt. She's making it perfectly clear. She ain't beat around the bush exactly what she asks, what she's demanding, what she's saying. The fact of the matter is, do you understand what's being said? Can you handle what's being said? And like I say, if you're triggered, then, you know, you got to work on yourself. You know, if you're offended, like if someone busts your bubble, then you're a motherfucking bubble. You know what I'm saying? You're not even a human being. You obviously, human beings got tough skin, thick skin. You know what I'm saying? But if you're getting offended, you know, people busting your bubble, like I say, it's obviously something internal you need to deal with, or something that you need to fix yourself. Once again, it ain't nobody else's job to fix you. It's your job to fix yourself, and then it'd be totally unfair for somebody else to fix you, or somebody else to do your life work for you. It's certain shit you need to understand, divine masculine. You feel the need to not understand these things. You feel that, once again, these things are small things, but in reality, they're huge things. Last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to get to the message. This twin flame shit is basically a reflection. Reflection like waving a hand in the mirror. I wave my right hand in the mirror, it's the left hand waving back at me. I got a ring on my right finger, you know, which means that, you know, I'm single, or maybe this is like a promise ring or some shit like that. But in the mirror, I'm taken, I'm married. You know, I actually am claimed around this motherfucker. I'm somebody's property out this motherfucker, right? It's just the view of it, you know? It's not like this. I mean, it's not like this. It's more like this. So how you do things is the same, but it's fucking different. How you view things is the same, but it's different. And it's that difference you're going to have to realize. How do you get messages that's big, that has to be small to your divine masculine? Like, look at a magnifying glass. When you look at one part, you can see things big. When you flip the shit over, it's kind of like small. You know? Think of it like this. The mirror is what separates you. The mirror represents obstacles. Obstacles that's totally out of your hand, divine feminine. But you're going to have to fight through that shit. It's like you write a message on the mirror for your masculine to see from the other side. But it looks like gibberish to your masculine from the other side. So what the fuck you got to do is write the message backwards. You can't write left to right. You got to write right to left. And you got to invert the motherfucking words so your masculine can see it from the other side. It's too much work learning how to invert words and write things the correct way for your masculine can get it. And then when he writes you a message, you think he's going to take time to really invert the message so you can read it correctly? Fuck no. He's going to write another message replying to that. It's going to be fucking gibberish. But the easy thing is just get you a mirror. And you know what I'm saying? Just put it behind you. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of read and invert the message. You know what I mean? It's tricks and trades to cheat ways of communication. But that's really what it is. It really just shit this little to your masculine is big to you. Shit that's big to you is small to your masculine. So you're going to have to find this big thing and find small ways to relay this message. You know? And shit that's big to your masculine but small to you, you're going to have to really get a magnifying glass to really see the big picture on what he's trying to convey. And he could be a she could be a he. You know how we rock it. Moving on with the message. Feminine, energy you coming into. We got the 9 of Wands, and this is the wounded warrior. This is a toll. You know, things are starting to take a toll on you. Whether that's life starting to take a toll on you, family starting to take a toll on you, your divine masculine starting to take a toll on you. You know, I call it spiritual fatigue. You know, life is hard for a divine. Because once again, you see and understand things that the average person can't see. And it's not like you got too many people that you can relate to with all this. You know the secrets of the earth. You know how these systems really work. You know what the fuck's going on. You woke. You out the motherfucking matrix. You ain't in it. You have a very grand idea on what the fuck's really going on. Shit that the average person can't see. Shit that your divine masculine can't see. Shit that your family will never understand. Only people you can relate to is your soul tribe. Or people online that you watch. You know what I mean? To at least let you feel like you're not alone in this world with your understanding and your interpretation on things. Even though people are out here with this understanding and the same interpretation on things, once again, it'd be mighty nice, for other people around you to wake up. But they're asleep as fuck. And then when you try to wake them up, when you try to drop knowledge on them, when you try to drop a few jewels, they looking at you like you crazy. Once again, what's up is down. What's left is right. What's good is bad. It's an inversion that's happening in this motherfucking world, which just lets you know, divine feminine, that you outside of the fucking mirror. You got the 3D world, you got the fucking 5D world. And the 5D world is where the divines reside. Of course we can't reach people in this 3D world. Of course it's hard to communicate with them and get them to see messages, or at least try to get them out of where they're at to where they should be. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, it's been a split. The split, in my personal opinion, started in 212, but it really kind of like finished, like complete separation as of like 220. I've noticed in the past 5 years, like I say, people went from lost children to lost causes. People went from like, man, you know, sheep to motherfucking chickens. Cows, man. You know what I mean? They are fucking cattle. Cattle, cattle, cattle. You know? So, saying all this shit to say this. It's a heavy burden. It's a price to knowledge. It's a price to wisdom. It's a price to understanding. But that's the shit that you ask for. Awareness, spiritual enlightenment, ascension. Higher you go up, the less people that's going to be around, and that's what you're feeling right now. Higher you go up, the less people that's going to understand you. It's a toll. It's the price you got to pay. I mean, just imagine this. If you didn't have all this knowledge, if you weren't ascended, then shit'd be fucking cool beans. You wouldn't even be thinking or having no issue of the issues that you having right now. You'll have sheep or cattle issues, as of ours to shepherd issues. Masculine. Energy you coming into. You got the Six of Swords. Six of Swords represents things moving effortless and frequent. Automatic. You know. One thing that's becoming automatic for you, Divine Masculine, is understanding the Southern Pinnacle. Or at least getting a grasp on exactly what you are very, very, very dependent on. So if it is your benefits, you're starting to see exactly why you're so dependent on them. Because it deals with comfortability. It makes your quality of life, comfort of life big. But one thing about comfort zones is they become blinders. You know what I mean? You become comfortable. You got to be uncomfortable to really face your fear. You got to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? To really go on a new path. Comfortability is just going to keep you in a little bubble that you're confined in, thus keeping you more asleep, thus keeping you more sheepy. You know? You start to see what the cornerstone, this Ace of Pentacles, represents a big-ass manifestation. Ace of Pentacles represents the cornerstone of your next chapter. Whatever it is something you're going to attain, something you're going to acquire. But always in your case with this twin flame shit, masculine, it's just something for you to accept. You got to accept things. Number one, like the truth. Divine Feminine is not cocky. She's very humble. She's definitely got a mouth on her, but like I say, she spews truth. She could just be lying to your ass. Like everybody else does. She could, like I say, be the person. Like I say, if your Divine Feminine was the person you wanted her to be, she'd be like everybody else. And if you were the person your Divine Feminine wanted you to be, you'll kind of be like everybody else too. So, acceptance. When it comes to acceptance, you're gonna fall in line with it. You know, like I say, you're gonna have to submit eventually, and this is just the energy of submission. You just finally bowing down to the fact that your Divine Feminine is gonna be who the fuck she's gonna be, and you're gonna have to learn how to deal with her. And Divine Feminine is a shot of hard liquor. And you don't drink like that, but you know what I'm saying? You like indulging in your Divine Feminine, but you're going to have to kind of control the A4 amount of Divine Feminine that you can partake in, that you can fuck with. I just keep hearing acceptance. It's just a lot of things you got to accept. Like this twin flame situation. A lot of things that you think ain't it, is it. But it's kind of like you don't want it to be what it is. Almost like you don't want to see the truth. Almost like you don't want to accept fate. But that's your issue, right? That's your triggers. That deals all with you, doesn't it? Okay, then. That's something you're going to have to accept also. Your accountability, really. That's really what you're accepting. Is your accountability in this. Feminine role. Feminine. You in regards to yourself. We got the grooming card. Knight of Pentacles represents grooming. Grooming is, like I say, the environment you grew up in. The people who raised you. The city that raised you. You know, the schools you went to. The shit that you was exposed to. It's all about exposure. If you didn't get exposed to nothing good, then you ain't gonna know what goodness means. If you don't travel and really see the world for what it really is, then your interpretation of the world is gonna be very small. It's gonna be very basic. Using me as an example. My grooming consists of My childhood, I went to 14 different schools, lived in 12 different cities by the time I graduated high school. I'm from the Midwest, you know. I rep Chicago because that's where I spent most of my time. But my childhood, I spent on the West Coast. You know, Las Vegas, L.A., Culver City, Santa Monica, Marina Del Rey. You know, the good areas. I'm glad I was exposed to those areas as far as like South Central and shit like that. I had some homies in South Central and shit, and I didn't grow up like they did. Even in Chicago, I'm from Pullman. You know, you ever heard of the Pullman Porter strike? A. Philip Randolph, AFL-CIO. That's my residence. That's where I stay at. You know, white. You got white Pullman and you got like black Pullman, and then you got like Roseland and shit like that. Like I grew up in white Pullman. You know what I'm saying? 113th Champlain. Holla at your boy. You know what I mean? Like it's a good area to grow up in Chicago. It ain't like I grew up the hill and in the dark side. It ain't like I grew up in Inglewood or Austin. You know what I'm saying? Or K-Town. Or Murder Town or Rag Town. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's one thing I can thank my mother for is the places we were raised. Spent a little time in West Palm Beach, Florida. Spent a little time in Georgia. You know. Post high school, lived in the South, Nashville, Tennessee. All day. I love Nashville. The only place in the South I can live. You know what I'm saying? Spent a lot of time in Nashville. Spent some time in D.C. Lived in Utah for a little bit. You know. Vegas is my second home, so I'm always there. Saying all that shit to say this. You can see how I talk, how I carry myself, how I act. That I wasn't born and raised just in Chicago, Illinois. Because then I'll be a different breed. It'll be a different fabric. It'll be a different cloth that you see here. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by my accent. You can tell by my mannerisms and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I grew up in the hood and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not hood. Feel me? My environment didn't conform me. I didn't become like a statistic of my environment. Even downstate, Bloomington, Illinois. You know, where my mother family comes from, where they stay at. It's a different vibe there. It's a mostly white town. Mostly blacks got white baby mamas, white wives, white partners, mixed kids. You know, that demonstration. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get caught up in that either. Feel me? Like, it's the grooming. Grooming has a lot to do with you, your identity, who you are, how you carry yourself, your ideas on stuff. So by me being nomadic as a kid, I became nomadic as an adult. So home to me is always where my heart is. Or where my mother is. That's home. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to be in a comfort zone. I can get the fuck up and move from one end of the country to the next, no problem. Given the insight that I have, knowledge of the world, knowledge of what the fuck's going on. You gotta be ready to uproot and get the fuck out of a region when it's time to get to a region. Like, you know, you got Yellowstone going on. I would be in Vegas right now if it wasn't for all the earthquakes and shit that's happening on the West Coast. Between drought, earthquakes, that's San Andreas fault, and maybe the possibility of Yellowstone motherfucking blowing up, I tend to stay in the Midwest. Chicago, in my personal opinion, is the safest place you could be. If anything happens, the apocalypse, martial law, anything. I mean, it's Chi-Town, baby. Like, I feel safe here. I feel more safer here than anywhere in this country. Feel what I'm saying? And that's just how I was groomed. But saying all this shit to say this, your grooming has a big part on who you are. Me being raised by a single mom played a big part of my grooming. Me being a twin. I have a twin sister. Boy-girl twin. My single mother and my female twin has a big part of me being a divine feminine energy. You know? My parents. Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Chicago is a big influence on me, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, at the end of the day, you're not a product of your environment. You're just an observer of it. It shouldn't take people, places, things to influence you. What you do is take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there. Even this twin flame experience. Once again, rule number 1 to this twin flame shit, it's optional. Rule number 2 is built for you to be the best person you can be. You should be taking things from this twin flame situation to make you a better person, a more wiser person. And not just how to deal with your divine masculine. The shit grooms you how to deal with people. The shit your divine masculine does to you grooms you on how to deal with other people. You know what I'm saying? The masculine teaches you about boundaries, doesn't he? The divine masculine teaches you about, like I say, triggers. Watch your mouth. Learn how to talk to people. When people say no, say no. When I say stay away from you, stay away from me. Like I said, the shit your masculine is doing to you is shit you need to be doing to people. You understand what I'm saying? Grooming. Everything has grooming, and that's the main thing you need to understand. This twin flame shit is grooming you for something, for someone, for some path, and that's what you need to take out of it. Okay? Masculine. You in regards to the feminine, you got the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles represents. Hold on, let me send this message. Let me be blowing up my phone. The whole freaking message. Uno momento. Readings, chat back shortly. Master, you got the 9 of Pentacles. This deals with the divine feminine. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. 9 of Pentacles is a great position. When you're in this position, you can either help yourself or help somebody else. Pentacle rant. 6 of Pentacles is a D. It ain't necessarily passing, but it's functioning. 60%. 70% is passing. 70% is the re card. This is change. R-E-R-E. You're rearranging things, you're releasing things, you're removing things, reuniting with people, releasing people, going to rehab or something, you know, relapse or something. It's like 7 rereads you need to do to get your life back together, which is an 8. 8 of Pentacles, which ain't out here, represents your life and everything in it. You know, your life is the shoes on your feet, the clothes on your back, the comfortable bed you sleep on, your crib, your kids, which is in your life. God is in your life. Your twin flame is in your life. 8s are all over the place. Let's get an 8 for you so I can show you what I mean. Where the 8s at, player? Gotta be an 8. Oh, there we go. 8s are all over the place. It's the 8 of Cups, but just trying to make a point. You see how there's no room to fit anything with this 8? When you take 8 of Pentacles, when you take your life, which is the 8 of Pentacles, line it up, you can fit more things in your life. Then eventually you get to the 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles represents you and another person building a life together. You and another person coming together like butt cheeks, 2 becoming 1. This is 2 people going half on a baby, 2 people getting married. You know, it's 2 people merging as one. Masculine, you're in a position to merge. You're in the perfect position, the position that you got right now in your life. Wherever you at right now, you can merge. 2 can become 1 right now. You know, you just have to merge. Because the change that needs to happen. Hold on. Okay, I think that's in the line of feminine's energy. Almost mixed up the cards there. You're in a position to build, to grow, to become 1. Since this is a twin flame union, twin flame separation reading, now is the time. I think I said this last week. Now is the time for you to accept this twin flame situation and finally get with it. You've gotten with everything but this. Now to the masses that's just not trying to hear that, who want to continue to go the direction that you've been going. You've been going in every direction but this. There's going to be karma from not messing with this. Because like I say, at the end of the day, you got a divine job. Your feminine ain't clingy. She deals with you because she knows what her divine job with you is. You're completely unaware of your divine duty that you got to do with your divine feminine. And if you don't do it, God going to get you for that. Shit your feminine told you before, but some shit you couldn't quite comprehend. But moving on, feminine, you in regards to the masculine, we have change. It's a lot of things you're rereading, reconsidering, releasing, removing, you know, reconnecting, rearranging, reorganizing. Get what I'm saying? Like I say, some of you have to release the divine masculine, and like I say, let him be where he wants to be. Due to the masculine's request. to be released, to be relieved of this divine duty. You got like do it once again, divine feminine. You give your masculine everything that he asks for. Something that karmic feminines don't do. You respect your masculine's boundaries. Shit that these karmic feminines don't do. You know? Same way your masculine can find relief from you, you find relief from him. You know? Until you masculine reunites with you, find relief. You know? Start reevaluating things. Reorganizing shit. You know? In the time being. We don't wait for twin flame situations to happen. We don't wait for twin flame union. Fuck no. We just keep it moving. And further down the line, if we have time to reunite with our divine masculines, we do. If we don't have the time, we can't. If we're in a relationship, we can't. Divine feminines are good girls. They're not going to be with their other masculine, whether that's another divine masculine or a karmic masculine, and pump the brakes on what she got going on with another guy to hopefully get with you. Fuck no. You might have had it like that, but in the future, it's not going to be like that anymore. Eventually, like I say, you're going to call on your feminine, she's going to be busy, like you. You're going to want to be around your feminine, but she's going to need her space from you, like you needed your space from her. It's a mirror, right? Same shit you on, it's the same shit feminine finna get on with you. The difference is, you was intentional and conditional with your shit. With your divine feminine, it's unintentional and unconditional. Hey, I just got engaged. Welcome back. It's nice to see you. You know, I'm glad you're still alive and kicking and shit. But yeah, I kind of got something going right now. So, hope you're doing good. Hope for the best. Hope you enjoyed wherever you was at. But I got to get back to where I'm going. It was nice seeing you though. Deuces, deuces. Like, change. Things have changed. Hey, I need you to come through and da 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 da. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Unfortunately, I got this going on. I got my new career. I got children now. Like, I have, you know what I mean? Things change. The love stays the same. The admiration stays the same. You know what I'm saying? The unconditional love and all that shit stays the same. The only thing that changes are the pentacles, the manifestations. A harsh lesson masculine's going to eventually learn. But like I say, you're going to have to be the one to kind of let them know. Now, masculine, you in regards to yourself, you got communication. Which is, like I say, self-expression. It's something you need to communicate. Whether that's through words, through you vocalizing what you need to say, you writing down what you need to say. You know, email, text message, SMS message, smoke signal, bat signal, passenger pigeon. Something you need to say. And you need to say it. Because by you not saying it, that's saying something. 20% of communication is what you're saying. The other 80% is what you're doing. Aside from what you're saying, it's some shit you need to do. Because you not doing something is doing something. And saying something. It's shit you need to do and shit you need to say. And what you're saying and doing has to correlate. Because you can't say something and do something else. That's miscommunication. You can't do something and say something else. That's miscommunication. Just like feminine had to watch her words around you, masculine, you're going to have to do the same. Be very methodical on how you're going to communicate whatever this is you need to communicate. But you need to communicate. Whether that's how you feel, whether that's what you want. But whatever you got to talk about has a lot to deal with the changes that's been thrusted upon you from the divine feminine upon you. Things are different now. So now you want to talk? I don't have time to deal with you the way I've been dealing with you anymore. You had that time. Now it's changed. Oh, now you want to be vocal. I invested years into you, player, and it's like I finally found change. Now I'm going in a different direction, away from you. You know? Kind of doing what you've been doing, buddy. I ain't doing it because you was doing it. It's just where we at right now. Now you got a lot of things to say. It's like Wayne's World. You know, I don't know if it was Wayne's World 1 or Wayne's World 2. You know what I'm saying? Where he's banging on the motherfucking window at Shorty's wedding, trying to get her to go with him. and she leaves her husband at the altar to go away, and they're at the back of the bus and shit, and she's got her dress on and shit. Like, that shit cool in the movies. But this is real life. And masculines really think that you're going to leave your husband. You're going to leave your fiance. You're going to change your life to conform to his demands. When in reality, reflection, it was your demands, divine masculine, that made the change in the divine feminine. A lesson you're going to learn going to the future. Going to the future, divine feminine. You got the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords represents the Lucy Liu card. It's just basically being 10 toes the fuck down on a mental direction. It's making your mind up with something and putting your foot down that that's what it is, and let motherfuckers know what it is, what it ain't, and what the fuck it's gonna be. Like, this is finalizing your decision. You chose to change. This is finalizing your decision. Even if it is to leave your husband at the altar and go kick it with the divine masculine like Wayne World in the back of the bus. What now? If you're gonna make that change, leave something secure. This is a person who wants you with their whole heart. They ain't playing games with you like your divine masculine. There is no miscommunication. They are providing everything that you need to succeed, survive, and thrive right now. You're going to leave something for show for something that might be. Because masculine, until you accept what the situation is, it's always going to be up in the air. It's always going to be iffy. And that iffy shit, feminine can't fuck with. That's not reliable. That's not accountable. We're adults here. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever you need to say, it ain't just what you're saying. You're going to have to show things. Because a lot of divine feminines are too far ahead to make any motherfucking detours at this point. They actually put their foot down. You don't see their foot dropping. But, once again, shit you'll come across going towards the future. Final card is message, masculine. You go into the future with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is focus. Focus factor. It's a lot of shit you should have been focused on that wasn't important to you. Now you're focused on it now. It's a lot of matters that you should have spoke on or should have communicated to your divine feminine. But, it was important then and it's important now. Like I said, it's all about timing. Divine timing. And you're going to understand, at least get a lesson on what divine timing is. With the divine feminine, her focus on divine timing was, okay, it's not going to come when I need it. It's obviously on God's time, and I have to accept that. I'm going to live my life and do me. Hopefully, there's a chance that we can reunite or things can happen at the right time. But I'm not going to sit around and wait for it. If anything, I'm going to move on with my life. If it fits me later, cool. If it doesn't, it is what it is. But feminine's focus has always been the divine masculine. Feminine's focus has always been union. Feminine's focus has always been her divine duties and her divine jobs and making sure she's doing that for her divine masculine. Masculine, your focus has always been you. A lot of you masculines are finally secured. Finally got everything you asked for. Finally where you need to be in life. Where's that Knight of Pentacles at? To finally build. Like, this is your life. You finally got it lined up. This is you. And it's like you finally got a space for your divine feminine. But like I say, going towards the future, now you're trying to focus, trying to find your divine feminine, only for a lot of divine masculines to see divine feminine ain't nowhere to be found. Or you know exactly where your divine feminine is at. But the shit that you want, trying to get on with her, someone's got on with her already. That's a message that I got. I hope I can make a little sense. If you need any readings, book now. Specials definitely in tomorrow night at midnight. Let's see what this Twin Flame Union Reunion and Recognition reading is talking about. 1.